one more underrated defensive defenseman in the National Hockey League.
There's Danny Heatley, 10 points in 18 career games against the LA Kings. Of course, he hasn't seen them a whole lot in his career, just in the past 2 seasons playing in the West.
And he's got 4 in his last 3 games, too. He's played very well in this homestand for the Sharks.
Looking out on the ice, we haven't seen Ryan Clowe for a few shifts now. He's only played 1:43 so far tonight, and we don't see him on the San Jose bench. So we'll see if we get an update from the Sharks regarding the status of the big Shark power forward Ryan Clowe, who's having a career year. Here's Dustin Brown for the Kings. Brings it out from the goal line. Now hands it off at the blue line. Mitchell shot into traffic to tip by the Kings. And it's blocked, and Setaguchi one hands it up to Thornton. And the Sharks escape danger, but a good chance for Dustin Penner in front there for LA. The Sharks come back as it's around to Marleau. Marleau in the corner. Looks for Thornton. Joe picks it up in the circle and back to Moline at the point. He'll use the boards to get it back for Marleau, who's a little out of position. Now Thornton as they continue to cycle with a strong cycle going here in the LA zone. Marleau along the near side, and it comes through to Ian White. He's able to control it, but back out at center. Here's Wellwood. Picked up the assist on the second San Jose goal. Here he comes to the net, and a shot saved by Jonathan Quick. On the rebound, Mitchell slid it through the front of the crease. Ian White settling it down on the board. Back for Wellwood. Up the wing for Mitchell. Got away from him to Willie Mitchell. No relation. And White now working a switch along the boards with Torrey Mitchell, who's checked by Moeller, and the puck back to center.
But again, the Pavelski-Wellwood-Mitchell line comes out and they get a dynamite scoring chance.
Here's Vlasic. And it's saved by Quick. The rebound cleared by Mitchell, and he has to battle for it. Off the bench, Heatley, and a shot saved by Quick. And that one is out of play.
2 chances. We're going to look at Dustin Penner standing in front of the Sharks net. Nice deflecting opportunity. He does. The enemy makes the stop and then is there for the second opportunity to make the stop. And Kyle Wellwood, what a toe drag around 2 LA Kings, and then Jonathan Quick with the blocker save. But the Wellwood, Pavelski, Mitchell line, they are jumping right now, and they're getting most of the Sharks scoring chances.
Now Danny Heatley moving on to this line with Ben Eager and Andrew Desjardins for the Sharks, with Clowe out of the lineup. McClellan has had to do some line juggling. And, of course, with Jamal Mayers in the penalty box, that required some changes on that 4th line as well. So a couple of dynamics in play here as far as the line combinations go in this first period. But for the Sharks, they have the 2-0 buffer, at least for now. Although no lead is safe, as we found out earlier tonight, the Boston Bruins with a 3-goal lead. And that wasn't enough in this NHL and in this great playoff push down the stretch, with teams in playoff-type mode already, and it's really been that way for 6 weeks.
It's going to be agonizing, as you mentioned, it seems like Carolina, Toronto is sitting back watching that kind of game unfold.
You're cheering for a different team every night, but that's the problem when you need help. Here's Setaguchi. Hands it off. Boyle has to reach out to keep it in. Down to Marleau. Out to Setaguchi, and he shot it high. That puck was up on end when he let it rip. Murray moves the puck, then he took a pop from Simmons, who was a little jolted by the hit. He initiated it. That's what happens when you hit Big Douglas Murray. All, what, 230-some pounds of it?
Well,
or more.
If he's on a diet, 230, I'd say it's more 250. He's a big man, and it's all solid granite.
Martinez for LA. Up through center, trying to track it and get it on his stick with Pavelski, who did to Wellwood. Kings on chain. Wellwood trying to dangle through, but it was broken up by Doughty. Michael Hanzus working the boards. Torrey Mitchell had it, got spun around and lost it.
Got his feet going before he could get puck going.
Here's Penner. The Kings are still looking for him to break out offensively since the big trade at the deadline. A shot by Dustin Brown blocked. He goes after it, and Moline is able to get it back for the Sharks and chip it out of danger. Under 4 minutes left here in the first. The shots are even, 10 each. But the Sharks have put two past Jonathan Quick from Joe Pavelski and defenseman Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Logan Couture, one of the front runners for the Calder, is Rookie of the Year out on this shift now. Normally playing with Ryan Clowe. Rangers up there with those two now, as we still await word on Ryan Close's situation. And as we said, he played 3 shifts early in the period and then went to the Sharks dressing room and has not returned.
Ferocious forecheck by the Los Angeles Kings.
And they got the puck as a result. Brian Smith behind the net. Couture hangs in to try and clean things up, and he'll get it away to Vlasic. And that's another reason why Logan Couture is so highly regarded, not just around the NHL, where people are talking about him as Rookie of the Year, but within his own dressing room for work like that away from the puck.
Free zone player. He's always around the puck. Defensively, he's in good position. He knows his job. He's responsible defensively away from the biscuit.
Brian Smith, who could use a goal, isn't likely to score too many from out there as it's routinely stopped by Niemi. A tough game here in San Jose.